My name is Amy Troyer. I am a professor at the Pennsylvania College of Health Sciences. So before I came to Cause and Effect Fitness, we had just recently done a anniversary trip with my parents to El Salvador as a family. And there were a number of things that had frustrated me. I was frustrated that it was hard to sit in an airplane seat, that the seatbelt was extended almost all the way out. I was pushed over into other people's space. When we got in country and were at Perquin, we went for a mountain hike, and I was the last person. I was in tears. There was just no way I could keep up with the rest of the family. Tired of being where I was weight-wise, frustrated with not really finding an effective way to lose weight, and hadn't, quite frankly, tried a lot, but just when I looked at things, wasn't what I was interested in. I chose Cause and Effect Fitness because I had met Coach Chad and Coach Chelsea at a networking event, and they were not necessarily promoting to me, but when I heard how they operated, and I actually had an opportunity to just sit down and talk with them, their enthusiasm, their interest in working with a person rather than just being all about the money or all about their plan, but listening to what my goals were, made me interested in coming and learning more about what they had. And then I came with my husband for a consultation. They wanted to make sure that Greg came along so that they knew that there was a support system that I had in place. And the more we talked, the more it felt like the right thing for me. It was a significant commitment, but I felt like the commitment was what I needed to actually get me motivated so that I would stick with a plan. So a year ago when I sat down with Chad and Chelsea to come up with this plan, I will be quite honest and think that I really didn't think that this is where I would be a year later. I assumed I would pretty much look like I looked then. I had never successfully lost weight, had never successfully been fit. And so I remember I was probably at one of my lowest points when I sat in that room with them. There were tears. I was unhappy. I was dissatisfied. The image that I had of myself in my head and the image that I saw in the mirror didn't match, and I didn't want to be that person anymore. I wanted those two to match. I remember saying, I want to wear that little black dress. I want to be able to go on the roller coaster rides and not have to worry about, will I fit in the seat? I want to be able to travel with my kids and not have to think about, oh, it's such a pain, and what if I no longer fit in that seat on the airplane, and all of those things that were starting to hold me back, and I didn't like the idea that my weight was starting to hold me back from the activities that I wanted to do and the life that I wanted to have. So over the last year, I will tell you that it has not been easy. It has been a lot of work. Initially, the work all came in figuring out diet and knowing, and when I say diet, I don't mean that I was starving myself, and I definitely don't mean that I was drinking weird shakes and eating stupid protein bars or whatever. I was eating real food. I eat a lot of food, but for me personally, it meant that I needed to get rid of sugars and flour, just because they were so, the snack foods that I was addicted to were so incorporated with sugar and processed foods and everything else. And so that was hard initially. Now, I don't think about it. Like, I don't think about those pieces of it anymore. And so the diet part is almost second nature. When I look at a menu, I look for the things that I know are going to be good for me. Does it mean that I don't ever eat a French fry? No. But it does mean that I rarely eat them. And then if I do, it's one or two, not one or two plates. As far as how I look, I couldn't be happier. I have lost, from my highest, I've lost 100 pounds, and I'm delighted in that. But I'm also at the point now where I really don't care how much more weight I lose. I'm about figuring out, am I fit? Am I toned? Do I have the muscle? I mean, look, I got a bicep muscle now that I never had before. So those are the things that I'm happy about when I think about where I'm at and where I'm going. I can take 2 steps at a time going up a staircase. I was always amazed when I would follow a student up a set of stairs and they would take 2 steps at a time to get to the top, and I'm like, by the time I get to the top doing 1 at a time. I now take 2 steps up a staircase when I feel like it, and I can get up there without any problem. My oldest daughter and I went to Hershey Park this summer, and I rode on every stinking roller coaster they had, and I fit on every single roller coaster. I didn't have to sit in the fat row with the fat seats. I fit on every single roller coaster. And she was laughing at me because we would get off of the roller coaster afterwards and look at the pictures, that they take in the middle of it. And I'm always like, where am I? I still haven't figured out how to recognize myself when I look at those kinds of pictures, because I'm still learning that this is who you are now compared to who you were 12 months ago. So my husband will say, when we go for walks, when we go for hikes, we do those types of things, I have more energy. I don't get tired nearly as fast. I can keep up with him. When we go kayaking now, he doesn't have to help me get out of the kayak at the end. I can get up out of the kayak all by myself, which may not seem like much, but it's huge, because at one point I would not have been able to do that. If you're looking for a quick, fast, easy way to lose weight, don't bother coming. If you're looking for long-term, life-changing results, this is where you want to be. This is not, and it's what I wanted. I wanted something that was sustainable for the rest of my life. And what they've given me are the tools to figure out how to eat well, how to handle stress management with my eating. They've made me appreciate working out, which I will quite frankly say I really never did prior to this. Not just appreciate, but just never did the workout. And so I appreciate working out. I am much more active than what I was before, and I see this as being a long-term life commitment. I don't see this changing in 5 years from now. I think I will still be essentially where you see me now. So if you're an individual who is at the point that I was a year ago, you're frustrated with where you are with your weight, it just doesn't feel like a diet and an exercise plan is going to work for you. You must be one of those people where there's just no way you can lose weight. I would encourage you to meet with Coach Chad and Coach Chelsea, talk to them about their plan, and really allow them to inspire you to be better than what you think you can be. In the beginning, you will rely on their vision of where you can go way more than what you will see it in yourself. But as you move forward and as you start to see results, that balance starts to change, and you don't need them as much for that constant, you've got this, you can do this, and you need it more to understand how to maintain it. I would absolutely recommend Cause and Effect Fitness.